Welcome everybody to a look at a new Radiance films release, and it is 1973's Tony Arzenta, also known as Big Guns or No Way Out. So this is directed by Duccio Tassari, who I've seen five other films from, favourites from him being the likes of The Bloodstained Butterfly and The Return of Ringo. So this is an action crime film clocking in at 113 minutes long, stars the likes of Alain Delon, who I've seen in eight other films, favourites from him being the two Jean-Pierre Melville films that are my favourites from the director and from Alain Delon, which are Le Samurai and Le Cercle Rouge. And it also stars Richard Conte, who I've seen in 10 other films, favourites from him being the likes of The Brothers Rico and The Big Combo. So this is about a mob hitman who wants to retire, but his bosses don't think that's a good idea. Complications and many bloody shootouts ensue. So although this is a rather a cliched film, we've seen numerous films where, someone is trying to get out of a life of crime and that ends up going poorly for them and those around them. And it's rather predictable plot points. They are nonetheless a launching pad for an overall entertaining film, and it's a well executed effort at that. That also has a great lead performance from Alain Delon. The supporting cast is also really good. The action scenes are excellent. In particular, there's a car chase where basically Delon is chasing another car. He ends up going over a grass verge to the other side of a road. So basically, two roads are separated by this big grass field, and he ends up crashing head on into a Fiat 500. Now his car is virtually untouched, broken headlight, fender, slight rumpled bonnet and whatnot. But this Fiat 500 is completely eviscerated. It looks like it's been in a crash in BMG Drive, basically with the Automobili Piccolino, whatever it's called. And yeah, there is actually someone in it as well. I'm not sure whether or not that crash was intentional or not, but it did look really rather quite vicious. And then there's also the kills that Delon's character commits, which look Jallo-esque in essence because they are incredibly violent. There's one where a guy gets shot in a train compartment. He ends up flying through the window, but only half so. So half of him's inside of the train, half of him's hanging out. But his body at the top end is getting hit against all of these different aspects of, rail, infrastructure and whatnot, and it's just beating him to death, and it's just really violent. And yeah, that's just really neat aspect to it. It is also well paced. The cinematography is on point. The score is well done, and it features some solid tension, and the production is convincing. So, yeah, like I said, a bit of a cliched effort, and not one that has many surprises in terms of the plot points. I instantly knew a certain person was going to get blown up in a certain car. For instance, it was just blatantly obvious when that was going to happen. But on the whole, still an enjoyable effort. And yeah, it's been presented very nicely by Radiance Films as per usual. So yeah, you can see the other title that this had in terms of No Way Out. I actually prefer the poster for this version, but I prefer the title Tony Arzenta because it's not often you get a title of a name for a title for a film that is the name of the lead character. And yeah, we also get a booklet with this. Not the thickest of booklets by any means, but we do have shots from the film. And in contents, we've got cast and crew, Beautiful but Dangerous Crime Cinema of Alain Delon from 2023 by Layla Wimmer, and then transfer notes and credits. So in terms of inside here, then yeah, there's Delon, the man himself. Became extremely popular really quite quickly. I think he was pretty much a superstar by the age of 23, even though he wasn't like a child actor or anything. And in terms of transfer notes, well, this was scanned in 4K resolution and restored by Titanus and RAA.com in Italy. The film was supplied to Radiance Films as a high definition digital file. So, yeah, you can tell that this has had some restoration to it because it does look really rather nice. And in terms of extras on the disc itself, well, we've got Italian and English audio options, archival interview with Alain Delon, featurette by Eurocrime Authority Mike Malloy, select scene commentary by critic Peter Gilmstad, trailer and newly translated subtitles, and subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing subtitles on top of that as well. So, yeah, overall, a really good film. Like I said, even though it's predictable and it's kind of cliched in areas, that doesn't annoy me if there are other elements to the film that are enjoyable, and you know the cast is good and it's well paced and all of the other positives that I've said about it. As long as it has those elements to it, I can overlook cliches and predictable plot points because at the end of the day, there are plenty of other aspects to enjoy about it. So yeah, overall a really rather good film. 4 out of 5 as far as I'm concerned. I know some people have given it a much lower rating than that because of the predictable aspects, but I'm a little bit more less harsh on films, I should say. Not that some people are overly harsh, you know, their opinions are their opinions at the end of the day, but I'm somewhat more forgiving at times. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.